Okay, lab number 2, starting from the top of the list, the superficial thoracic muscles. This here is our pecto-antebrachialis muscle. It extends all the way along there. And then right here we have our pectoralis major, right in there. And then our pectoralis minor, this whole piece. And finally at the bottom here, our xiphi humerales. Okay, so one more time, the superficial thoracic muscles. We have our xiphi humerales here at the bottom, the pectoralis minor, the pectoralis major, and then extending all the way across here, the pecto-antebrachialis. Okay, moving from our superficial thoracic muscles down into the abdominal muscles, we have right here our rectus abdominis muscle. Okay, so the fibers are running lengthwise, and the rectus abdominis is going to occur on both sides of the midline of the cat here. We have our external oblique, so we can see that right there, and this is the direction of the fibers for the external oblique. Directly underneath the external oblique is the internal oblique. Okay, so this layer right here, and those fibers are running in this direction. And then finally, underneath the internal oblique is the transverse abdominis, this final layer here. And transverse, those fibers are running across the body of the cat like that. Now if we flip our cat over, we can look at the superficial back muscles up here. So we have our clavotrapezius, which is this muscle. So right in here at the top of the neck there, our clavotrapezius, and then that's going to extend down into the clavobrachialis. Okay, so this muscle right here, our clavobrachialis, and this is a very continuous section here. There's not really a clear divide between the clavotrapezius and the clavobrachialis. Okay, then we have our acromiotrapezius, which is this muscle right here. So it's just going to sit pretty much on top of the scapula. And then our spinotrapezius right here. So it forms a V extending down along the spine there. Okay, so one more time, our spinotrapezius right here. And then finally, latissimus dorsi on both sides again. So these big, very thin flaps of muscle on the back, latissimus dorsi. Okay, moving on to the deep thoracic muscles. So if we open up the cat's arm like that, and we move aside our superficial thoracic muscles, you can see into the deep thoracic muscles here. So we have our serratus ventralis, which is this muscle here. Looks a little bit like a fan. And then along the top edge of our fan here, we have our scalenus muscle. Just this small, thin strip of muscle right there. And then finally, our serratus dorsalis, which is sort of above and a bit behind the serratus ventralis. So serratus dorsalis is right in here. Serratus dorsalis cranialis in there, so cranial towards the head, and then serratus dorsalis caudalis, caudalis towards the back. Now, to find the lower back muscles, you did have to dig a little bit through this very thick, tough white fascia on the lower back of the cat here. But once that's done, you can quite clearly see the longissimus dorsi muscle. So right there, and as well on this side right there. And that is composed of a medial bundle, so the one most towards the middle, and then an upper lateral and a lower lateral bundle. Okay, so that's reflected on both sides. We have a medial bundle, upper lateral, and lower lateral. And then finally, in the middle here, along the spine, so if you run your finger there, you can actually feel the vertebrae. This muscle that surrounds the spine there is the multifidus spinae.